Aquarius, welcome to your 5-card movie star spread. As per usual, you can click right on that description box below, and it will talk about the significance of the spread as well as the placement of each card. Here we go, Aquarius. It's interesting. So you have 2 4s and 2 8s. One in the upright, one in the inverse, one in the upright, one in the inverse. Huh. So this is you regrouping, okay? Taking stock of your resources and really contemplating where you've been and where you're going. This is you going back over the how did I get here and figuring out the best ways to move forward. A lot of contemplation. And a lot of holding on tightly to resources. In the past, you may have been laissez-faire with money, with health, things like that. And now you're like, nope, nope, nope. These things are really important. I got to get my act together, Um, in the past, you were constantly of two minds, you had dissonance, okay? And dissonance, if you're not familiar, is basically like the best example I use to describe dissonance is somebody who smokes, but they know it's bad for them. We all have that friend who's tried to quit like 16 times. Yeah. So they know smoking is bad for them, but they don't. So they make excuses like, oh, I'm going to quit next week, or it helps me relax, or I have to have a cigarette with my coffee, whatever it is. But they know how bad it is, and they're constantly trying to quit. That used to be you. Not necessarily with smoking, but with something. You were completely aware of a bad habit, but you still allowed yourself to do it over and over and over and over. And you even told people you didn't want to be that way. You even humbled yourself to people and were like, I see this in myself and I don't want to do this, but you kept doing it. You were finally able to let it go when you stopped focusing on the hard work it took to change the habit. But you did. Ultimately, you changed the habit. You let go. The Queen of Cups is the only person with a lid on her cup, and she put that lid on her cup after spilling it over and over and over again. She learned a lesson and she made a change to protect her time and energy. She reserved for herself. That's your possible outcome there. If you can stick with this and make these changes that you really want to make by not focusing on making the changes, but actually focusing on the results of your actions on a daily basis, Aquarius, you're going to achieve exactly what you set out to do. But it is not going to be an easy journey. Pardon me. It is kind of late, huh? There's a little bit of stagnation due to indecision right now. It's hard to choose what to do because all the possibilities look so great. But let me tell you, not every possibility is going to work for you. And having too many options will make a tyrant out of us all. But the worst is over. Now that you're aware of this and you've talked about it with people and you've humbled yourself to this and you've accepted this and you're starting to make those changes, the worst part of realizing something about yourself that you don't like, it's not there anymore because you see it, you know it, and you're actively working on it. But sometimes you're going to falter. Oh, excuse me, I apologize. This is going to be my last read for the night. Sometimes you will falter and you will still have to take up arms and defend your actions, but you don't really feel like fighting that hard anymore. You're kind of at a point where one of the decisions here is, do I just stop arguing with everybody all the time? Do I just stop trying to get my way? Huh. Yeah, see, you have this something, this idea, this plan, something within yourself, the perspective that you need to change within yourself in order to bring that out into the world. And you know that once you finally complete this, that there's going to be time for celebration. You know, that there's going to be time for you to recognize and pat yourself on the back for a job well done when you don't keep going round and round that karmic cycle anymore. Like I said, you're taking stock, you're making a change, you recognize something in yourself, you've learned a lesson. And now it's just a matter of accepting the worst parts of you and making those changes on a being conscientious. That's what I'm trying to say here. Be conscientious of your actions, and these changes will come easily. Don't try and force yourself to be a different person. Just ask yourself every once in a while, why am I doing this? Because when you go in autopilot, you tend to argue with a lot of people and you tend to push them away. And I think that's what we're really looking at here, Aquarius, is you wanting to control the environment pushes people away. And you don't want to do that anymore. I hope you found a message that serves your highest good, and I'll see you guys next week.